Guy, Sharyn and Clint on The Edge.
You know that annoying Instagram girl who only posts holiday beach photos in winter? Well, this is the radio version of that. It's Guy, Sharyn and Clint live in Fiji.
Hola, everybody. Guy, Sharyn and Clint here. We're live from Fiji.
Bolo, Lukuma.
No, that means something completely different, Guy.
That's the one Fijian term I've learnt so far. It means hello, your dad's balls or something like that.
Hey, where are you coming to us from, by the way? You're not here in our mobile studio.
Right now, guys, I am broadcasting from the luxury of the pool. Got to be honest with you, the water is great, except that kid over there is making me very suspicious that he's pissing right now.
Well, people are probably looking at you the exact same way, mate, especially in that creepy hat and Speedos.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint on The Edge.
First off the bat, mate, we're not going to say bulla every single time.
Bulla!
You have absolutely
I tell you what,
if
this country earned $1 for every bulla that was dropped, they would be the strongest economy in the world.
Clint is pissing off the people in our immediate zone lounging on lounge chairs with his constant bullas for every sentence, any usage, it doesn't matter.
Bulla!
Bulla!
Honestly,
They're
so
looking
annoying.
very angry at us.
Now, going from one woeful discussion to another, when have you ever gone somewhere woefully underdressed? If you are guilty of this, call us on 0800 The Edge or text us to 3343, because last night we had an event here and everyone's dressed up really nicely. We're having some nice champagne and nibbles and stuff. And in rocks Guy Williams,
Who nailed it?
who always sticks out like a sore thumb, but more than ever last night, because he was wearing the most hideous pink Hawaiian shorts.
They're sick from
and
Westport.
a baby blue t-shirt, and
Also sick, also from Westport, and it was a Hawaiian shirt, thank you very much.
and he was wearing jandals, and it was a formal occasion, and
Yeah.
he just rocked on in.
Everyone's wearing their resort wear, their beachy best, and Guy Williams looks like a beacon.
You look like Hawaii threw up on your entire body.
Pink and baby blue is a good colour scheme. I was rocking that hard.
You know, you did okay because you did rock it. You went balls to the wall and you said, I'm here now, this is what I'm doing. But there's those times when you know that you are just wearing the wrong outfit.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. I've got a cousin, I won't name him, in our family. My granddad's funeral. Everyone's dressed up. Nice. We look good. We're in our suits. We're in our dresses. We're ready
Saying
to go.
goodbye to Granddad.
And then they do that part at funerals. Sometimes, like, would anyone else like to say anything? And everyone's like, nah, we don't. We want to get out of here. This has been sad. And this guy gets up, and he's at the funeral in a horrendous, also Hawaiian shirt, jandals, and cargo shorts. Gets up, and he goes,
Good look. It's a
he's
good
like,
look.
"Oh, Uncle Bob, what a great man, blah, blah, blah." And then he goes, "Oh, really going to miss you, Bob." Knocks on my granddad's coffin. Not only is he dressed horrendously, but he's now knocking on a dead guy's case.
Just stick with black for funerals, I think, in future. Hawaiian shirts. It's a nice touch, but you're definitely going to stick out. So we want to know that from you this afternoon on 0800 The Edge. Or you can text to 3343. Can we get texts from the pool, beside the pool here in Fiji?
We sure can.
Not really. I'll check on my phone.
Okay,
No,
all right.
we can get to you. On 0800 The Edge, we've got Caitlin. Caitlin, when have you been woefully underdressed?
Oh, I haven't been underdressed myself, but I went to my cousin's funeral back in 2001, and my auntie and uncle went dressed in tracksuits and Ugg boots, and 2001 Ugg boots went in.
Yeah.
And they weren't just any tracksuits, it was the pants and the zip up top, that real funny fabric, and it was the black with, the red and white stripes in it.
Gold.
Oh,
hey,
my God.
tracksuits and
Like the 80s
Ugg boots.
tracksuits.
Yeah, we know the one.
Tracksuits and Ugg boots are timeless fashion. I'm from Nelson. You wear that to your wedding, mate. That's awesome.
I'm telling you,
Oh,
Caitlin.
no.
That's good. You've got 13 years out of it. That is a good joke.
When I die, I seriously hope if anyone turned up like that to my funeral, that one of my friends or my husband would be like, "Get out.
Bounce them.
Do not
You can't come in here in that outfit, mate. Sorry, you're not dressed appropriately.
Thanks for your call, Caitlin. She's not the only one, though, with a story like that. We got Paul as well. Paul, tell us your story.
Yeah, hi. It came about from kids starting school, and we made friends with some people, and after a few years they invited us to their 40th, and because of the kids we don't get out much, so we decided that we'd get into it, and it was themed black and white, so we, my wife and I made up a plan to go as angels, one the white angel and one the dark angel.
Oh,
So
no,
we bought some mammoth wings from our local emporium shop and put those on and covered ourselves in sheets and got into the night and turned up
Yeah.
there, and everybody else was in black suit and ties.
Oh, no, I knew where that was going straight away. I feel so bad for
Gold!
you.
You would have been the life of the party.
That is
We
actually.
didn't run out of conversation all night, but
No.
we got the wins in. Pretty good stand.
Oh, no.
That is one of the cutest things I've ever heard, Paul. What about you, Stacey? When have you been woefully underdressed?
Waikato Blues game about, quite a while ago. And I was at the time what's that? Oh, I was,
No, you go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, one of the
You were at the
wags
Waikato-
at the
yep.
time, so for the Waikato team, and then anyway, we cruised up. It was the final, and it was a Sunday, and of course I turned up in what normal people turn up to a rugby game in, track pants and the crusty old shirt, and
Yeah, of course.
I got on the bus, and all the wags were dressed to the nines, mate. They all looked like they were going out for a Saturday night.
Oh, no.
So
I had to
I've got to.
endure.
The question I've got to ask is, which Waikato Chiefs player were you a wag for?
No, it was a long time ago, and we don't
You've
want
got
to
to
go
kiss
there.
and tell. Kiss
Who
and
was
tell.
it? Who was it?
I forget. I've already forgotten.
Oh,
Do you want to
bullcrap.
do you just want to not say that so you can pretend it was Richard Kahui and just have the illusion that you were dating Richard Kahui?
No, mate, it was a bit more years back than that.
It was Richard Kahui. Very well done.
Congratulations.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint. On the edge.
You can't say bullet every single time.
There's got to be
It's
some
so
sort of bull
annoying.
attacks going on here. Clint is pissing off everyone around the pool with his constant use of the only Fijian word that he knows. Vanaka is another one, Clint. That means thank you. You can say it any time.
Can I say Bula Vanaka?
Yeah, you can indeed say that.
Oh my god.
So it's pretty much a cliche Fijian idyllic holiday situation at the moment.
It's beautiful.
We literally just saw a guy climb a tree for no real reason, other than he just wanted to show off, hey, I can do that. I
Yeah.
can go up a tree.
And he's very good at it.
If I could climb a tree, I would do that as well. Just go straight up there, eat some coconuts while I'm up there. The other thing that I just stumbled across was a authentic carver ceremony,
Ah, Bula.
which is something that I was quite interested in, and I believe I recorded a bit of audio. I don't believe I did record some audio. So I'm here live at the carver ceremony. What's going on at the moment? We're mixing the carver in the bowl?
Yeah, we're making cover in the bowl, then after this we're going to serve the cover to each and everyone.
Everyone, okay. Now, the thing that amazes me about carver is that anyone can drink it, am I right?
Yeah.
My mates have been telling me that even kids drink carver sometimes.
When they're grumpy.
When they're kids drink carver when they're grumpy. Yeah. Is it good for kids? It's like alcohol.
Good for the kids to make them sleep.
we need to give you more cover because it didn't look like it did anything to you.
We should definitely start marketing carver in New Zealand as
Yeah.
good for the kids. It makes them sleep.
Is it the equivalent of just like rubbing some rum on their teeth or something?
It doesn't seem good. I had some carver. It's quite potent.
Yeah, so eventually after that guy you did actually get to taste the carver. Check this out.
Okay, so this is my first ever carver experience I'm having right now. I clap my hands.
Yeah. So that they can see the mark.
Okay, and just scull it back.
Yeah. Alive to the cargo. Alive. Mother.
Ah! Is it culturally insensitive to say that was disgusting?
Tastes nice.
How often do you drink carver? My tongue's going numb. I feel like I was at the dentist.
Every night.
Every night for the carver. And what's the benefits of carver?
Good for your body, good for the rest of the whole thing.
So that was carver, and that was great for the kids.
That guy sounds way too relaxed.
He's had a lot of carver. He's been
he-
drinking carver all day.
He's constantly just in a state of relaxation.
I actually love carver. I'm going to go get some more carver. It makes you chill.
Did he suggest that it was good for you know what as well?
He literally, it doesn't matter what you think it's for, he will say it's good for that. It can solve any health problems. Carver, it's number one.
Carver is
especially,
the solution.
Especially for the kids.
How much cover will we have to give you to make you all sleepy?
Probably another 2 more and I'm good to go, mate.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint. On the edge.
Sharyn will mention a moment from her school that sounds a little bit weird and quite hilarious. And we call this segment Sharyn Schoolyard Stories. Sharyn Schoolyard Stories.
They're my stories and I don't even like them.
Yeah.
Just
Disclaimer, if this story sounds racist, it's not.
Oh, that'll stop it from being racist.
Always
Perfect.
a great way to start a schoolyard
So
story.
Winston Peters started his joke today.
I fully do not want anyone to think I'm being racist. I'm the most unracist person in the world. When I went to school in Timaru, we got a kapahaka group.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed with Māori culture.
Already sounds quite racist. A Timaru Kapahaka group.
And they were picking someone to be the kaya, and who's like the leader of the kapahaka group.
Yeah.
And in the kapahaka group, everyone was white apart from this one girl who was Māori and her brother. And when we were doing like the auditions for the kaya and stuff, she was terrible, but I thought because she's Māori that she'd automatically get it. So I just kept dropping how bad she was, and when we were doing the
No, you sabotaged her.
when we were doing the positioning and stuff, when they were doing the positioning, I was like, oh no, you have to go in the back because you're taller. So she got in the back so no one could see her, and then I was like, oh yeah, and then it was my turn to like audition to be the kaya. Killed it. Became the kaya, but then everyone was always like, why is the white girl the kaya? It doesn't make any sense. But shit, I tell you, I nailed it. It was good. It was so good.
They need to make a Bring It On version, but it's New Zealand version, and instead of like Bring It On where they're like, oh, bitchy and backstabby, it's
Yeah.
the Timaru girls Kapahaka group.
I just so badly,
Bring it on, kapahaka edition.
I so badly wanted to be Māori though, because I just loved their culture. And like, what did I have? I was white. All I had was tomato soup, tomato sauce, gumboots, and a pavlova. It's not that great of a culture, guys.
The time Sharyn tried to hide the one Māori Kapahaka girl in the back so she could not look so white. That is a classic Sharyn schoolyard story.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint on the Bloody Edge.
Bulla, Vinaka, and Bulla again. Those are literally the only Fijian words we know. And this is Guy, Sharyn, and Clint coming to you live from Fiji.
Hell yeah, it is. We're beside the pool right now, and our boss Leon has just come by. He is in charge of pushing all the buttons and that for us. He's just been away doing some sweet bombs in the hotel pool while we sit here and slave away.
It's so cute because he's like a 40-year-old man, but he's in the kids' pool with the kids, and it's just deep enough for him.
He's got a real cute rash vest as well, eh? He's got a little body glove rash suit on, so he looks real cute.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint. Edge.
What movie should we make next? The kick has just been made, and it was about Stephen Donald kicking one goal. So this opens the floodgates to a million other New Zealand films that could be made in the near future.
True Bliss. What happened next?
What did happen next?
One of them had a baby with Matthew Ridge. Joe Cotton's got a good radio career.
Joe Cotton works in radio.
I don't know what the other ones are doing.
Hopefully none of them are dead, but that would help the storyline along, let's be honest.
It would give the storyline a real sort of crescendo moment if someone had died, especially tragically.
Happy Feet the movie. Unfortunately, Happy Feet is already the name of a movie, so they'd have to call it like Happy Feet 2, the story about the boring New
He's
Zealand
already Happy
penguin.
Feet too, yeah.
Okay, we have to call it Happy Feet 3, the story of a boring New Zealand penguin.
They got eaten by a whale.
Could we do a movie about John Campbell and the word marvellous, and we call it Marvellous.
Marvellous.
And it's a movie about how John Campbell got to making marvellous his catchphrase.
What about a movie about the worst terrorism attack? Already sounds good. Action adventure. The worst terrorism threat in New Zealand history. Ben Boyce and Sharon's husband Bryce dressing up as a pilot and going to the airport.
I tell you what, I'll act in that, and then I can slap the actor as well. That'd be a good
It's a
time.
psychological thriller.
We've already got people texting them through on 3343 and on the phones as well. Sam, hit us with your next New Zealand movie classic.
Hello?
Hello?
How you going?
Yeah, good, mate. What's your movie?
The Special Creation, the Guy Williams story.
Jesus, that would be a boring movie.
Is it about the actual creation of Guy Williams, or is there like a sex scene in there with Guy Williams' parents?
Yeah, I was going to say, that program last night, that was some of the worst acting I've ever seen for a long time, I think.
That is awesome. We've got some good ones coming through on the text machine as well. Someone wanted to do one about the terrible joke that I just made. Well, no, short movie. Someone else wants to make one on the election. There's lots of different ones. So
What, a movie about the New Zealand election. Which one? This one. The most boring election in the world.
this one.
Kim.com could play the
villain.
villain, yeah.
And Hone's just chilling out, and then the rest of it's just a bit of a landslide at the moment, eh? Pretty boring.
Could we next remake the All Whites, how they went to the Football World Cup?
The Unbeatables.
The Unbeatables.
Yeah. That'd be pretty good. Or,
Hey, they did lose a game in the most recent World Cup as well, so they're unbeaten in 2 World Cups.
or we could do a movie about that time that the New Zealand women's cricket team won the World Cup.
Yeah.
And
Sticky Wicket, the New Zealand women's cricket team story.
It was probably the only time that the news has covered female cricket before, which is
That's
absolute travesty.
What about Meat Made Me, the Mad Butcher story? One man's journey through meat to millions.
That's pretty good. I like that one.
Who are you going to find to play the Mad Butcher, though? That's the big question.
I think the Mad Butcher would do a pretty good job of playing the Mad Butcher.
Yeah.
Like I've seen him on John Would Bet at 10. He's keen to jump in front of the camera.
Or you could get Scotty that used to be in LMNOP, the drummer.
Yeah, you could get Scotty from Elemento.
He could play Mad
Yes, you get him.
Butcher. Now, we've got some people on the phone that have got some ideas as well. Hannah, welcome to the show. What is your suggestion?
John Key got a cheesy photo of me and then pushed me off and had a photo with someone else.
Oh, that'd be a pretty short movie.
Is that the title of the movie?
Yeah, it was pretty traumatic.
It's a long title.
I bet.
The time John Key got a photo with me and then pushed me away to get a photo with someone else.
How dare he? I hope you at least got a good photo from Hannah. John, what about you? What's your suggestion?
Yeah, John, what's your suggestion, man?
Yeah, how you going? Yeah, I've got a suggestion. The name is Losers, and it's based on that America's Cup loss.
John,
oh my God, for a second there, my heart stopped because I was like, oh my God, he's going to say the Guy, Sharyn and Clint story.
Yeah.
so
Suspensive
upset.
pause.
A story about the America's Cup team called Losers. You sound quite bitter that they lost. Is it still really cutting you deep, bro?
No.
Good chat,
Sweet
mate.
as, good chat.
Thank you so much, John. And Philippa, you got the last suggestion. What New Zealand event should be the next thing we make into a movie?
The movie about Stan Walker, he's the man.
Yeah.
I love him so
yeah,
much.
Girl.
And,
yeah, girl. That would be a great movie. Thank you so much, Philippa. Well, I think we've got some good suggestions to work with, guys.
Well, they're all
Let's
at
write them
least,
down.
all of them are at least as good as the Stephen Donald movie.
All of them are definitely on the maybe pile. Let's put it that way.
Let's keep talking to Peter Jackson, and we'll be back and to tell you what we come up with Pete.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint on the edge.
Time for all the news that you need to know from Fiji. This is local news. This is Fiji news.
Live from Fiji, this is Fiji News.
Chang, our show's Fijian, is voicing that beautiful news break for me. Thank you very much, Chang. In the Fijian News Hour today, this is all live from the Fiji Sun, Fiji's best news... What?
If you're going to do the news, you have to do it with your news voice.
This is live from Fijian Sun's, Fiji's favourite newspaper with Sun in the title, the Fiji Sun. In the news today, Bollywood star Imran, you've all heard of him,
Yeah, of course.
has been bragging to the gossip columns about his kissing skills. Imran on kissing. What I do to newcomers. This is a whole article written in the Fijian paper about a dude claiming he's awesome at kissing. The photo is of him in ripped jeans with no shirt on, and it's written by a woman called Santa Banter. And this is how it goes. He's kissed almost all of his leading ladies on the lips, and it is earning him the tag of a serial kisser in Bollywood. Then it has a quote. Someone asked me that the new kids starting doing kissing on screen are pretty good, but I feel foolish to say that no one can kiss like me. The things that I can do that these amateurs can't do, I know they mean well, but I know they put in the work, but I have 1,000 hours of experience kissing compared to like 10 hours of theirs.
1,000 hours of kissing.
So
Just because you do it a lot doesn't mean that you're good at it. You could still be a vacuum.
That is some quality Fiji news.
I just love that this dude, Imran, is bragging that he's kissed for 1,000 hours and is therefore the best kisser in the Fijian world of broadcasting.
Quantity over quality.
Okay. The other great sports story from Fijian News is Fiji checkmates Senegal and Malawi. This is big sports news over here. Fiji, the women's chess team, has beaten both Senegal and Malawi.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. That's very good.
You know what they say about the Malawi women's chess team? They'll checkmate, won't they?
Do you think there'll be a Fijian made-for-TV movie about that one?
I wonder if they play the chess on like a normal chessboard or those like big novelty ones that are out the back of resorts all around the world.
Oh, yes, resort-sized chess.
I was going to have a game, but then I couldn't lift the pieces because they were so heavy.
Sucked in the Senegal women's chess team. And finally, in television highlights in Fiji tonight, at 7:30 p.m. on Fiji 1, we are having a FIFA World Cup replay from the 2014 World Cup. Costa Rica versus Uruguay.
Oh, extremely relevant.
This has
Fantastic.
been your Fiji News update. Play the sting again.
Live from Fiji, this is Fiji News.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint. Edge.
Helmets on. The Edge cash cannon is about to blow.
This is bloody exciting. This is the first one of these we've been able to shoot. We're doing it for the next few weeks and we're giving away $50,000 in cash. How it works is we've each got a cannon.
Yep, you get to choose by registering online. We're going to be giving opportunities on Facebook, everywhere. But our winner today, we will get to choose which one of us she wants to choose their cannon. That cannon will then be shot, and that is how much money they will win. But you have to choose the right cannon, because you could choose mine and it's got like $1 million in it. Or you could choose...
Well, we only have a
Clint's.
$50,000 budget, so it won't be $1 million.
You could choose mine and it could be 50 grand. You could choose Clint's and it could have like $3.
And you can have guys and it won't even
nothing.
go off.
So...
Or Guy's cannon might go off early.
So right now we have Chang, senior producer Chang, standing by in studio with 3 cannons. Each one represents one of ours, and you have to choose correctly.
And the second ever cash cannon competitor is Elise. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Now, Chang, because we're in Fiji, we need you to shoot these cannons for us. Who feels like it has the most money in it?
Oh, let me have a look.
It's definitely mine.
He said, like, let me have a look, like he's Italian.
Chang, have you turned Italian while we've been away?
No. They all feel the same.
They all feel the same.
That is full of the same.
That's all direct from Chang.
All right, Elise, you choose whose cannon is, and we'll shoot it for you right now.
Choose mine. Go with the sisterhood, Elise.
Come on, Elise.
This is a tough decision. I'm going to go with Clint.
Clint!
Oh.
Hey!
God damn it.
Thank you, Elise. I appreciate you putting your faith in me. Hopefully it pays off. Chang, when you're ready, blow that sucker.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there's a lot of money here. Hang on. Let me see.
Yes.
I don't have time to count all of them. So there's a note. Hang on.
There's a note.
There is at least $400.
$400, Elise.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Congratulations, mate. That's coming straight to you. If you want a chance to shoot one of these cannons, register on our website or our Facebook page.
That's the first time I've heard what Chang sounds like on our show. And it is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
We can't see Chang because we're in Fiji. This is what it's like for the listeners. No one can understand you, mate.
Whatever.
My favourite part is there's a lot of money here, guys.
There is a lot of money.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint. Edge.
Did you guys know that in 3 minutes' time it's happy hour at the bar, but here they don't call it happy hour, they call it bulla hour. We're 3 minutes away from bulla hour.
Everything's called Bulla. We should call it the Bulla Radio Show today.
There's a bus which drives around the resort as well called the Bulla Bus.
No way.
The Bulla Bus drives around where we're staying, and it has a thatched roof and a church pew for a seat.
It's like it's the only word they have here.
Bulla!
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint. On the Edge.
This kava is making my face feel weird, but it's so yummy. Actually, no, it's kind of dirty. It's Guy, Sharyn, and Clint, live in Fiji.
Oh, I need a sleep.
Bulla, everybody. How you doing? Guy, Sharyn, and Clint, poolside in Fiji right now. We're over here because we were partying with our red card winners last night. We took them out into Nandi and we had a hell of a night, so that was a good time. And today we're just chilling by the pool, recovering a bit.
And I've apologised for my terrible voice today because a bar played Venga Boys, and if a bar plays Venga Boys, you know I'm gonna get amongst it. And I sung a little bit too loud, and then they played Icona Pop. I love it after that.
Wait.
And we literally jumped up and down for 3 minutes.
Your excuse for having a croaky voice is that they played Benga voice.
Venga Boys.
Benga voice. Oh, this is a
boys.
shambles.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint on the edge.
What is the worst tourist attraction you've ever been to? Because last night, and this is legit, I got a photo with one of Fiji's top tourist attractions. It was in a glass case. It was a worn-out pair of Britney Spears running shoes. Some dirty old sneakers that were rotting a bit were in a glass case.
Had she even, signed them or anything?
Okay, they were so old and crappy that she'd signed them, but the autograph had worn off, and the sole was disintegrating and flaking into the bottom of the black glass case they were in.
That is bad.
It was a shocker, but I loved it. I was stoked. I was taking photos everywhere. I was like, this is off the hook.
I wonder if the people that work there sometimes get them out of the case and they, wear them.
Run around in them for a bit. Probably they were worn out.
Also, other tourist attractions they had at the restaurant we're at in Fiji, we also had the guitar from someone in Simple Plan. I forgot that was even a band that existed.
Oh, I loved Simple Plan.
They also had a pick that Cher, the old musician Cher, used once.
That's pretty cool.
No,
that's pretty cool.
No, it's not.
Cher
No, it's not.
is amazing. Are you kidding me? I'd kill for that.
There's no way to guarantee these things are genuine though either.
No,
Cher's not
they do.
going to come by and go, I didn't use that pick.
All hard rock memorabilia they have and stuff like that. They all have.
Whoa, Sharyn, we weren't naming the restaurant.
Sorry,
it's out there now.
They have authentication. They're real. They're real.
So in New Zealand, we're the masters of terrible tourist attractions. So people must have heaps of stories. In Nelson, we have a place called the Centre of New Zealand. It's not the centre of New Zealand. It's just a big hill with a statue. That we try and trick tourists to walk up, basically.
We've already got someone on the phone, actually. Gavin, what is the worst tourist attraction you've ever experienced?
So a few years ago, I did a Kontiki, and they made us one morning get up ridiculously early and go and visit this French perfumery, which is not so great when you're on a Kontiki and you're really, really hungover.
What was it?
It was a place where they made perfume.
A perfume factory.
Is it the one? Yeah. Is it the one in Paris? Because I think I've done the exact same thing, and the whole time I just sat outside because I couldn't face
that's the one. and it stunk. It was terrible, and we were really hungover. There was me and a couple other guys just about threw up all over their perfume. We had to bolt out the side door and get some fresh air.
Am I right though? If you wanted to get some perfume on your OE, you just get it at duty free. Oh, box factory.
No.
Cardboard boxes. You can tour a cardboard box factory.
In Nelson, there's a place called Natureland, where it's
wash your mouth out about Natureland.
The main attraction in Natureland in Nelson used to be, he's passed away now, rest in peace, Ricky, was a monkey who was a little bit disabled.
Natureland is awesome. Do not include it in this. I went there. You get a little bag of all these different cereals, and you get to feed it to the animals out of your hand. It's awesome.
The only cool thing about Natureland is they can't afford enough cages, so they have to mix the animals. So if you want to see a goat licking a turtle, then go to Natureland.
Some calls on the topic 0800 The Edge.
Tourist attraction you've ever experienced?
We paid a fortune to go up this cable car in Switzerland to have a look at the amazing view, and when we got there, all you could see were these trees that just looked remarkably like pine trees. They were horrendous.
They probably, was it recently? It sounds like something they would have started doing when they did the Twilight movies, because Twilight was all about those forests.
Yeah.
The great thing is that they would have pretended like it was the best ride and best trees you've ever seen, and secretly behind your back they're laughing all the way to the bank.
Oh, well, Joe, we're sorry to hear about your tree experience. Maybe next time just stay at the bar and stay by the pool, girl.
Yeah, indeed. Enjoy Fiji.
Thank you.
Hola.
Hamish, tell us your story, our friend.
Glass blowing in Hokitika.
Glass blowing in Hokitika.
Yeah.
Take us through it. What goes on in glass blowing in Hokitika?
So pretty much overseas they melt all the stuff together and they make lots of different shapes and animals and everything like that. So all different colours and.
I've seen glass blowing before.
Penguin.
It was a dude blowing into liquid glass and it inflated like a balloon. It blew my mind. I thought it was really good.
Oh, were you into it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Horses for courses, I guess. You can't please everybody all the time.
It's a tourist attraction, seriously, guys.
Thanks for your call, bro.
Clint, I don't want to peeve you off too much, mate, but someone's taking a shot. Someone's saying the worst tourist attraction they've ever seen is the geyser with the soap in Rotorua.
You wash your mouth out. That is not a geyser. It's a fountain in the middle of town, and teenagers every night religiously go and prank that fountain by putting soap suds in it so that it bubbles up for your amusement. So if you're not appreciating it, just get the hell out of Rotorua right now.
All right, the Rarotonga Prison and Gift Shop sounds horrific.
What sort of gift do you get from the Rarotonga Prison gift shop?
Also, who's touring a prison? Like, these are the toilets.
I've toured many prisons.
This is where people get stabbed. This is another room where people get stabbed. And this is the kitchen where people also get stabbed.
Well, we could do a tour of the Edge Studios where sometimes Guy Williams almost gets stabbed. That'd be pretty good.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint. On the edge.
If you have seen a kind of a funny ad of two guys that love each other quite a lot on YouTube, or maybe you've seen some spray paint of a logo saying "I love you, man" on the footpath somewhere, that got revealed this morning that was just us, guys.
Oh, classic us.
It was just us.
Classic us, eh?
And that really annoyed me, not because of what it is, but because nobody told me about it. So I only found out today that it was us. If people think I can't keep a secret, I can keep a goddamn secret. People need to be telling me these things.
We're not telling you any of the Edge secrets.
It's so annoying.
The thing is, it's called Love You Man. And it's one of those competitions where we want to leverage that weird romance that happens between dudes, commonly referred to as bromance.
It's true. Girls, you'll know straight away who the guy that your partner is friends with, that they have the bromance with, where it's just like, oh, make out already. Why don't you go marry him
Make
then?
out.
If you guys like hanging out together so much, it's so annoying. And now that could actually happen.
So what we've got is your chance to go to, now I've got to be very careful how we say this because of licensing reasons, to go to the big rugby competition in England next year.
Yep.
It's a competition that we won last time and we'd really like to win it again.
And you win the Web Dog Cup.
You win the Willy Webby winning wheel.
If you haven't been able to tell already, basically we're too cheap to pay for the licensing of the main New Zealand rugby team. That we'll call them the men who often wear black uniforms.
The black guys.
We also can't afford the rights to the big rugby championship thing that happens once every 4 years.
Yeah, but we're giving away 50 grand with Cash Cannon. We can't do everything.
We're trying to cut corners here, guys, and it's genius.
So in classic us fashion, classic us, there's a catch.
Yeah.
If you want to be there, or if, say, your boyfriend wants to win this, he has to legitimately and legally marry his best friend, and the two of them will then get to go to the rugby competition that we can't name together for free.
Basically what we're asking is for you and your mate to ruin your lives. You've got to get married.
No. Okay, there is a lot of girls out there that are going to be like, what? That means I'm not going to get to have my wedding in the next 2 years? I'm telling you, I'm married. It doesn't matter. Like, you leave it a couple of years, it's exactly the same. You just get a diamond.
What if your husband hears you saying this? It doesn't matter. It's marriage is a sacred institution.
If I did that for my husband, I'd be in the good books for the rest of my life if it meant that he got to go and see Richie and the boys.
Who would
over
Bryce
in the
marry?
UK.
Rog.
No, he would probably marry his mate Leon. They're in love.
Don't you hate it when you're on holiday and someone you know rocks up? My dad has shown up in Fiji. He's here right now.
Gary!
Welcome to the show, Gary!
Bulla.
Now, Gary, you heard this idea that you have to marry another man to win tickets to a big rugby tournament overseas happening next year, and you weren't happy with the idea at all.
No. Well, I, of course, was born in the 50s and brought up in the 60s, and it's not the sort of thing we would do back then.
You wouldn't? You're saying you wouldn't marry another man to go to a rugby tournament, or you just didn't like rugby back in the 50s or 60s?
Oh, no, I loved rugby, but you got to draw the line, you can't sell your...
Sounds like you're not a real rugby fan, mate.
Gary,
you've got to back the All Blacks.
No, I think you are making Gary sound so bad right now. Gary just means that you shouldn't make a joke of marriage.
Nah, Gary doesn't want to pash a dude, eh, Gary?
That's right, yeah.
If you're keen, though, go and register for it at loveyouman.co.nz or theedge.co.nz, and you could be at that nondescript rugby competition next year over in England.
Thanks, Dad. Love you, man.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint. On the edge.
Got to talk about it. It was the blockbuster moment of the television year for New Zealand. I'm, of course, talking about the Stephen Donald movie, The Kick.
Oh, you're not talking about X Factor Australia last night?
No.
Oh.
Question. Was the Richie McCaw lifelike, and was he also sexy?
Answer: he was not even in the ballpark. Didn't look like Richie McCaw at all.
Then I am going to go get another cocktail because I no longer care.
It was basically like me. If Richie McCaw guy was as close as... Imagine if I walked in with glasses and you'd be like, that guy looks nothing like him. I was as close to Richie
It was
as
the
this guy
equivalent
was.
of Guy coming on set and going, "Hi, I'm Richie McCaw."
So was there anything in the movie that they left out or things in it that you thought were really bad?
I'm glad you bring that up, Sharyn, because I've actually compiled a list of things they got right
gosh.
and stuff they were missing out on big time. Things they got right. Starting at the beginning, Stephen Donald's neck hair. On point.
Neck hair, spot on.
Because he has quite a hairy neck. I've noticed this before. And they actually, I can't believe they paid attention to this detail. They had his neck hair right
The guy
in
at
the
the
film.
sharing shed is never trimming Stephen's neck enough.
Another thing they got on point, the dialogue. Perfect. All right, the dialogue. They were in the changing sheds after training, and they were all going, "Good game, boys! Good game, boys!" It was after training, so it was a little bit off, but still
Did they have anyone,
close to what they'd say in rugby.
Did anyone go, good game, us? What is that word?
They didn't even get "oos" into the thing.
Oos, good game, oos.
That's what Clint says after his games.
Yeah.
Another great aspect of the film. Probably definitely got this right. Drinking 24/7. It was so weird.
God, there was a lot of drinking in it. And not even like a product placement for Steinlager. They were just bonging beers the whole time. Before training, after training, after
the
shower.
Oh,
when Stephen got selected, when Stephen didn't get selected, when Stephen was getting ready for a game.
While he was doing the kick, he was sculling a beer.
And Stephen wonders why he kept getting dropped because he was always wasted.
Okay, now most importantly, guys, stuff they missed, because there were some huge things. Let's start with the obvious. Why wasn't Stephen Donald dressed in a crop top in the film like he was in real life?
Yes.
True,
That's
true,
bollocks.
true.
Next thing, disappointingly, missed out the worst terrorism scandal that happened during the World Cup, Ben Boyce's attack on the airport.
Oh, that happened at the same time. That's
It was
right.
also
That didn't
Sharon's
even
husband.
feature. There was front page news.
Would have been excited about that.
Also, another thing they didn't mention, three-way handshake, nowhere to be seen.
What?
And I can't believe they didn't mention Tony Woodcock's try, because that was the bit that really won it for the All Blacks.
Yeah.
And they could make another movie maybe in the future, Hard Wood, the Tony Woodcock story about his try, because that's going to be a good one to watch.
Can I just say, my favourite line in the whole movie was when he'd been dropped from the All Blacks and he'd been dropped from Waikato and he had to play for Waikato University, and the guy who was marking him on the other team tried to wind him up, and the line was, and I hope this was a real line that was used in real life, "Ugly-looking Dan Carter got dropped because he's ugly."
That's gold. What a great show. What a great film.
Yeah, I did actually really enjoy it. It sent a shiver up my spine.
Great moment for New Zealand.
If you guys loved it so much, why don't you marry it?
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint on the bloody edge.
Bulla, it's time for Fiji News.
Live from Fiji, this is Fiji News.
Oh, good. This is back.
Would like to thank Chang Hung for voicing the Fiji News graphics. You sounded very professional there, Chang. Good effort. Now, coming up in Fiji News today...
Newsreader voice, please.
Coming up in Fiji News later on, it's not much different to my normal voice, to be honest. Coming up in Fiji News, I will read the comic strip from Fiji
You
News.
can't just read a comic strip.
No, you're not reading that one.
But first, the TV guide. Coming up tonight, there is a show called The Bulla Hour. I have no idea what that is, but good to see it involves Bulla. Also, just a reminder that we will be playing on Fijian television Costa Rica versus Uruguay at 7:30 p.m.
Spoiler alert, the game's already been played. Oh, we won't say the score.
Spoiler alert, it was 3-1 to Uruguay. I've just ruined that for Fijians. New Zealand does one to be sweet, though. It's about a month late. Also in Fijian news today, a Bollywood actor has come out in favour of not being married. Mr. Raj Kumar Rao is quoted as saying, "I respect marriage, but it's not my cup of cake." This was the headline story in the celebrity section of Fijian news.
He just needs to get his sayings right if he's going to be like that.
He's not even in the ballpark.
How good does a cup of cake sound, though?
What's great is
It is quite delicious. I've had a cup of cake before.
it's on the front page of the Fiji Sun. "I respect marriage, but it's not my cup of cake."
Fair enough, Raj.
He's an idiot for two reasons.
He goes on to say that he doesn't want to get married anytime soon, and it said his girlfriend of 5 years is incredibly offended. Why would you come out and do that when you? I love Fijian news. I love these stories that come out.
Of course she's offended. She wants to marry the guy and end up getting all his money.
She wants to get his cups full of cake that he's got. Now, from the newspaper, this is the Fijian cartoon strip, which is absolutely hilarious.
Don't do this.
It's by Andy Capp. It's 3 panels long, and it features 2 guys called Chalky and Mike. Chalky is pushing Mike. So it's quite a visual one, obviously, but I'm reading it out anyway.
Hey, how about you just post it on our Facebook page?
No, you've got to read it out.
Okay.
The people want to hear this. He says, "You're a true pal, Chalky, pushing me home." He's pushing him in a cart. They're both very drunk. And then he goes, "Where would I be without you, Chalky?" And then Mike falls over and Chalky falls out of his cart and into the water, and it goes splash.
Wow, that cartoon must have been made when this saying "Cool Story Bro" came out.
Just a reminder, coming up tonight is Uruguay versus Costa Rica.
Live from Fiji, this is Fiji News.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint on the edge.
The photos were leaked of the iPhone 6 today, supposedly.
Yeah.
If you ask me, it was just like a slightly more zoomed-in picture of the iPhone 5. It looked like just a slightly bigger version of that. And this sparked, and I got to bring it up, guys. I'm sorry, I got to bring it up. An awkward debate over lunch between Team Shazdog, aka iPhones for Life, and Clint. I've just moved to Android, and I'm trying to rep hard for the Samsung people.
Yeah, I've just got the Galaxy S5.
Oh, you didn't need to brag about it, mate.
It's so funny we're even having this conversation because Clint used to be so mean to one of the guys who used to work with us because he didn't have an iPhone and he had an Android.
Yeah, but I've seen
to
the error of my ways.
You've been converted like a weird religion.
Yeah, so now that I'm outside of the cult, I feel bad for
the cult. He says while he sits here with his MacBook.
I feel bad for people who are stuck in the iPhone realm.
Yeah, they're stuck in the past,
I tell you what, I am not going to switch from an iPhone, which works perfectly for me, that I can do so much stuff.
Yeah.
And plus, I don't want to have to buy bigger pants just so I can have bigger pockets to fit a massive Samsung phone in my pocket. Have you seen those? Like, when you first got that, I was like, cool new tablet, bro. And you're like, it's my phone. And I was like, do you use 2 hands to put that up to your ear?
The thing
is, talk to people?
Let Clint reply, let Clint respond.
The thing is, that's fine. I'm happy for you to have an iPhone. It's just the condescension that I get from anyone with an iPhone, and especially you, Shaz. You're very passive aggressive with it. Like when we're talking about the podcast, which is available to everyone for free, and Sharyn goes, "You can catch the highlights of that on our podcast, which is available on iTunes, or I don't know, whatever you use if you use an Android, whatever it is that you guys have."
That is because I used to say, grab it on Google Play because I thought that's what, you Android people use.
See, there it is again.
But I didn't know what it was. I'm like, I don't know, because you guys are like, I have to use this special podcast app. I have to use this
Sometimes I ask Sharyn to take a photo on my phone, and she'll open it up, and she'll hold it, and the camera button is right there, and she'll be like, "Oh God, I don't even know how this works. Oh, yuck! I don't even know how this works. I have to push the wrong button now. Give me my iPhone."
Hey, guys.
How do I do anything like draw a wrong pattern? Just put a number on there. Don't make it so bloody complicated.
We just need to calm down now and settle down the debate. It's starting to rain. Can I just note that Clint's phone, his Samsung, is waterproof. Sharyn, your phone is not, so you need to get it out of the rain. Also, all this radio broadcaster equipment we've got has got to get out of the rain. Quick, get the towels. Get some towels.
Guy, Sharyn, and Clint. Edge.